All right, y'all, welcome back to Last Week in the NBA. Starting it off with something fun here, a little bit of a scrap. Ooh, bop, 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 bop. Jabari Smith Jr. and Kris Dunn, man, both getting suspended a game because they decided to get in a little bink match, a little bink, bink, bink. But for those of you that aren't familiar, this is just a little thing I'm trying out where, every Monday I'm just going to talk about things that happen in the NBA that I thought were interesting in the last week. Nothing really all that crazy, just two dudes getting in a little bit. Kris Dunn grabbing his jersey. Jabari Smith says, guess what, little ass dude, think I won't swing on you. They both throw the little like just throwing of the arms. They don't actually like throw punches. I know that's how they kind of put it. Ooh, actually Kris Dunn threw a little bit there. Jabari Smith just kind of hit him with the little like arm throw jab. But hey, we always love a little scrap in the NBA. I wish that the NBA kind of allowed for more of this stuff to happen, but it is what it is. Both guys get tossed in this game for it. It's not a big deal. They're going to be suspended a game. It's not a big deal at the end of the day, but it's always fun to see a fight happen. This is a quick reminder to everybody to like, subscribe, and comment, do all those things. But next thing I kind of noticed last week, Minnesota Timberwolves just keep on winning basketball games. I kind of figured that when Karl Anthony Towns went down that, and I think a lot of us felt this way, that they just wouldn't be able to keep up in scoring, but the Timberwolves have just found like a different kind of third person to kind of do things for them every night. Obviously, Ant has just been phenomenal this whole stretch. Shout out Trace Jackson Davis, man. Maybe I'm wrong about this dude. Like he just keeps on proving me wrong. But like Naz Reid's had moments to them. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's had moments to them. Obviously, Ant's been just like carrying them offensively. Like I've seen some performances out of Jaden McDaniels where it's looking a little bit better. But like Timberwolves just keep on finding ways to win these basketball games, man. We're seeing even like clutch moments like this where they're just like really all up on Ant, and guys like Jaden McDaniels are going in and making things happen. I'm a little confused why guys like Kyle Anderson are in at the end of the game instead of like a Naz Reid or something, but like take a look at this, man. Like these games, they were close, they're fighting, and how about the Warriors too, just kind of like slowly falling out of things. The Warriors are just a game out of the play-in even now. That's a scary thing for Golden State fans, y'all. It's starting to look like the end of the era a little bit. I don't know what the Warriors need to do to get back into things, but it's scary. I know Draymond Green was talking about like, oh, we're not afraid of the Houston Rockets or whatever, and like, fair enough. I don't think many people are, but Rockets are rolling right now, 8 games in a row. But yeah, the Rockets are another just like confusing story with their presumably best player in Alperen Şengün going down for a while. You would have thought that like, okay, that's kind of it for them this year. But guys like Jacques Landale have actually like stepped up, and we'll talk about Jalen Green. Obviously, you guys know I'm not the biggest Jalen Green guy in the world, and I think most people are smart enough to know that maybe he's not like the most efficient basketball player out there. But man, he has been killing it as of late. And again, we'll talk about that in the players I watch segment of this. But Houston getting dubs right now, man, and the schedule hasn't been particularly easy either. There's no easy games in the NBA, I feel like, at this point, because just games are so spread out. But like, look at this. Look at Jeff Green being like, just like, what do you want to call it? Like a makeshift big man for them at this point, just being Uncle Green out here. Look at this. Hey, I see you, Jeff, still out here getting things done, man. And Amen Thompson's been another one who, I don't know why they kind of just like left him there a little bit, but Amen Thompson's still been hooping, man. Like he's going to be an awesome player. Shout out his brother Asar. That looks like he's going to be out the rest of the season. Something else I found funny this week was this whole McCall Bridges like Josh Hart thing, where Josh Hart was like, yeah, like we're like SpongeBob and Patrick, and McCall's like Squidward watching us all have fun out here. For those of you that don't quite understand what he's talking about, the Nets haven't been good this year. They haven't figured anything out really. They're just kind of a mess of this team that like is paying a lot of money to this team. The assets are kind of depleting in value, and the contracts are locked up for a while. They're not going anywhere. It's a confusing situation for them. And then all of his Villanova teammates that make up the New York Knicks are all out there partying and having fun, right? And so they're just making fun of McCall, and I don't know. I thought that was a hilarious comparison. Kind of the last major storyline of this week is the fact that Sabonis has been like just on a double-double tear, and I don't think any of us have really noticed. He just tied the NBA record for like most games like consecutively with a double-double at 53. Kevin Love was the leader in it, if you were curious. Shout out Minnesota Kevin Love. If y'all don't remember, y'all weren't old enough, Minnesota Kevin Love was absolutely dangerous, man. He was getting buckets and he was getting rebounds, man. That's just what he did out there. And so when he went and joined like LeBron in Cleveland, that was That was a huge deal back in the day, man. But yeah, shout out Sabonis, man, just being the hub for them as always. And man, it's fun to watch them when Sabonis is out there. Honestly, their offense is something that I show a lot of film to for like college coaches when they have these like dominant bigs that I think can really be like impactful. Like notice how he's just everywhere in the middle of the court always. Like where are we going here? He's just going to even set them up right now. Like, man, shout out Malik Monk going up and going and getting that one, getting to the middle of the court, doing his thing. Oh man, he's just making everything happen. Watch this play by Sabonis, though. So he gets the double team. They send him, and then look at this. He notices Harrison Barnes coming out here. He's setting a screen, trying to get him open, even though the ball doesn't get to him. He's looking for everything, man. Love me some Domantas Sabonis. All right, on to the 3 players I really liked watching this week. This is just a segment where I just talk about 3 players that I enjoyed watching this week. It's not that hard to comprehend, all right? But anyway, Ayo Dosunmu, first one. He's been absolutely killing it as of late, not only on the defensive end, but mostly on the offensive end, honestly. Like, we're talking like 34-point game, like a 23-point game. I believe this was the one where he had his career high of like 34 points, and then he might have gone and had like a 35-point game, like, not too long after it. So, like, Dosunmu's just been killing it as of late. Like, he can be a catch-and-shoot guy. He can attack off the dribble, right? He's good in transition. Like, I really like Dosunmu. I wish the Bulls didn't have, like, so many point guards on the team so that we could kind of see where Dosunmu could actually go as, like, a playmaker, as a primary ball handler, things like that. But you see him just playing with good pace, being a smart basketball player. He's obviously a little bit older than the average, like, third-year basketball player. But, man, he just plays the game well, and he's such a good shooter. Yeah, just seeing him getting out and running and stuff with some of these other young Bulls that are starting to get out there, it's awesome. Bulls also signed Javonte Green this week, which is really cool. I love me some Javonte Green. I don't know why he wasn't on an NBA roster already at this point, but shout out to Sumu, man. All right, next guy, Michael Porter Jr., a.k.a. Michael Never Swings the Rock Porter. For those of you that don't understand that one, Michael Porter Jr. is known for just catching ball, shooting ball. That's what he does. I've often told people that he is the wing version of Clint Capella, meaning they just do their role and do nothing else, but they do it really, really well. Like, man, shout out Michael Porter, because he's had like some 20 and 30-point scoring efforts as of late. Like, he's shooting over like 50% over like this last week and everything. But he is just a monster playing with Jokic and these guys, man. Jokic loves playing with them because he's just gonna catch and shoot, right? And he's elite at it. I'm pretty sure he broke the Nuggets record for most threes made in a season this week as well. So shout out MPJ, man. Just spacing the floor, not really doing too much else, just finding open space in the court. He was cutting a lot more in this game than typical. This is prime Michael Porter Jr. right here. Just like, all right, I'm gonna sit right out here. I'm just gonna wait for this catch, shoot. Absolute butter with that form, man. I just love watching Michael Porter Jr. play, and honestly, like, he's one of the reasons this Nuggets team works so well, man. He's just out there looking for buckets right here. Ooh, cut. Yeah, we all knew where you were going, but like, I'm still putting that bitch up. Yeah. Alrighty, we'll talk about Jalen Green now. I'm bringing up the game logs as of late because this has been spanning a little over a week in this little string of dominance right here. You're seeing 37 points, 26, 42, 26, 41. Jalen Green is on an absolute burner right now. And you guys have all heard me say, Jalen Green, not the most efficient basketball player of all time, not exactly the smartest basketball player of all time, but holy cow, has he been on fire. Obviously, the three-point shot has been falling as of late, and that's been really helpful, but he's been doing a lot more than that recently. So obviously, Jalen Green is an incredibly, incredibly talented basketball player. There's never been any denying that. Handles pretty good. Obviously, like 10 out of 10 athlete. The only reason I don't call him an 11 out of 10 is because that's what the Thompson twins are, and I'm not going to let anybody be more athletic than those dudes at this point. But like, his creation off the dribble has seemed a little more confident, at least during this string, and maybe it's because of the teams they're playing. I don't know, but he's just seemed a little bit more decisive with everything that he does. And that's awesome, right? For a guy that's going to be primarily a scorer like he is, just having him be decisive, and like that's not a great shot right there or anything, but it's going in because he's confident, and he is very capable of scoring from just about everywhere on the court. But like, look at this, just putting the head down, but like not going like too crazy like you sometimes otherwise see him do right here. Like, this is a very balanced attack overall. So, and he had the opportunity to kick that to like a Jeff Green still, because he was still on balance, which is awesome. But yeah, no, Jalen Green just being more of a factor as of late. And honestly, like, I'm really happy to see it. Like, him playmaking with guys like Thompson. You have to imagine that, like, guys like Amen Thompson and like a Fred VanVleet are like just starting to rub off on him because they make the right play so many times that maybe you figure like, oh, maybe I should be looking for plays like this, right? But no, Jalen Green is just about everywhere on the court right now, man. And as you can see, a lot of it's just like straight ISO ball and everything. And that layup's crazy. That's so nuts. It's not even funny. Like, that's awesome. But yeah, no, he's making things happen on the court, man. In the pick and roll, making reads, like a little bit slow on that one, but improvement nonetheless. I'm not saying he's being like super smart cutting with the ball and everything like that, but hey, if you can get out and run with some of these other dudes, like, oh man, I love it. No, we want to give our props to Jalen Green, man. He's really been hooping recently. I just hope that when this 3-point kind of, we'll call it flamethrower of a moment cools off, that he finds other ways to score and he learns how to play a little bit of off ball as well, because he could be a lethal off ball player. But yeah, y'all, that was the NBA this last week. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. What are some moments that you really enjoyed, some players that you've been watching recently? And yeah, we'll see y'all next week.